Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be going through the 10 books / series that I think could be 5 stars that I plan on reading for the rest of 2025. I've got about 10 options here. One of them is like the rest of a series. The other ones are all single books, either parts of series that I've started, parts of series that I'm excited to start, etc. So I think I'm just going to jump right into it. My first potential 5 star is Mistborn. I have loved everything I've read by Brandon Sanderson. I have given almost every single book that I've read 5 stars as it is, and I've heard this is one of his best. So I do want to get to this year. I started it last year, got about 30 pages in, got really nervous because I didn't know if I was ready. Put it down, put a bookmark in it, and then never picked it back up. And I really want to get to it by the end of 2025 because I know that once I do, I'm going to just keep going with the series and I'm going to love it. And I think it really does have 5-star potential because every time I hear about it, it makes me so excited and it makes me want to pick it up. I just think it'll be a really good fit for me. The magic system sounds really cool, the characters sound really fleshed out, and I really want to read it. I'm just scared. I think the hype surrounding this book and this series, as well as me loving all of the books that I've read by this author, has made me really nervous to pick up one of his famous series. So I think it'll be 5 stars. I'm just very scared to pick it up. Next is a book that I haven't really heard much about, and that's The Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick. And I think I really am drawn to this book because I love the cover. I love the cover of this one. I own the second one because the cover is super cool. The premise sounds so good. It's a con artist that goes to a new city to get herself into a noble house and save her sister. And I think it sounds so cool. And I saw this cover at the library and I'm like, I need that book. I need to read that book. And then I found it at half price for like $5 and I'm like, I'm buying it. So I really want to read this. I think this would be a really cool like fall winter read, which is why I've been kind of saving it. I think of masquerades and I think of like the Yule Ball from Harry Potter for some reason. So I see this mask and I'm like, yeah, that's a winter book. And I don't know why my brain makes that assumption, but it does. So I really want to read this. I think it could be 5 star because the premise and the summary of it sounds really cool and really intriguing to me. And I think the characters are probably cool too, if this gives you any idea. I don't know. It just sounds really fun and I want to read it. I think I'll probably read it sometime in November or December, but this could definitely be a 5-star book. The next book that I have kind of falls in the same vein as Mistborn, and that's Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I've heard nothing but amazing reviews about this book. My coworker's been telling me to read it. I've heard every single YouTuber under the sun rave about this book. I think that it has terrified me to not want to pick it up. I read the first 2 to 3 chapters at one point, and then I put it down because I got scared. I'm like, what if it doesn't live up to the hype? What if I'm one of those people that just doesn't like it? And I need to be over those fears, and I need to just read it. This one is definitely more fall vibes to me, so this probably will be making it onto a TBR here pretty soon. Again, it's been on many TBRs, and I've just never finished it. But like Mistborn, I think I'm going to read this and want to pick up the rest of the series right away. I own 5 of the books in the series. I own the original trilogy and then Iron Gold and Dark Age. So I want to read it. I really do. And it's not even that long. It's not even 400 pages. Why can't I just pick it up and read it in a weekend? I don't know. But I think it'll be fun. So I think it'll be a very easy 5-star read. The next book is by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and it is Atmosphere. I got this the day it came out. I ordered it. I wanted it. I love all of the books I've read by her. Carrie Soto's Back is one of my favorites. I really, really love Daisy Jones and the Sixth. I haven't read much else by her, but this one sounded right up my alley. I think it sounds so cool. I love space. When I was younger, I was really into space. I liked looking at the constellations and like just imagining what it would be like to be an astronaut. I think this sounds so interesting, and Taylor Jenkins Reid does such a good job at making books feel like biographies about real people when they are completely fictional and completely made up. And I think this book will definitely hit the spot. It'll be very similar to the other books I've read by her, and I think it's a very easy 5-star prediction. I'm going to be very disappointed if I don't cry or if I end up not liking this. So, yeah. There is a theme with all these books, and it is I'm afraid that I've heard good things about them, and now I'm afraid that I'm not going to like them or they're not going to live up to the hype that I've made in my head. And I know that's not good to do with books, especially because with movies, it's like, oh, okay, like you've hyped it up. If you don't like it, it's an hour and a half of your life or 2 hours. With a book, you spend like 6-7 hours in a book sometimes. And with a lot of these, it's just, I'm nervous. Like, what if it doesn't play out how I want it to play out? And then I'm disappointed. I don't know. I don't want it to feel like a waste of time to read any of these. Next, I've got Heavenly Bodies, and this just feels like it would be something that I would absolutely adore. I really like reading about Greek mythology and reading characters inspired by Greek mythology. So this one just sounds fantastic to me, and it's a fantasy romance. It's like a forbidden love, and all of those are just really good keywords for me. So I want to read this immediately. However, it feels like it would be more of like a November, December, getting into the winter months type of book, which is why I have not picked it up yet. But I think as soon as I get into the feeling and the mood to read this, I'm 100% going to binge this in like 2 sittings. It's going to take me no time at all to read it. The font is absolutely massive, and it's kind of short. It's like not even 500 pages. So I think I could get through this really quick and absolutely love it and love the characters. So I'm very excited to read this, and definitely a 5-star prediction. The next book I have is Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. Again, I've heard so many good things about this book. I got this as my first book of the month and honestly signed up for book of the month because this was the pick. I got the book in the mail. I opened it up. It was Halloween time. I started reading it. I got through like the first chapter and then I had to go do something, and then I started school, and it was just a lot all at once, so I never read it. And I'm very disappointed that I never read it because a lot of things have been spoiled for me. I've heard a lot about the main characters, heard a lot about the games and the trials, but I still think it could be a 5-star read. I think even with the spoilers and even knowing a lot of what happens, I'm still excited for it, and that shows me that it definitely could be a 5-star. So come October and come Halloween time, this is 100% going to get read. I'm very excited. I also have Enchantra, and I want to read that probably right after I read this one. So that's right here. I'll just go straight from this one to that one, read them both really quick, and have a really good spooky time. And then another book that feels very winter to me is The Road of Bones by Demi Winters. It is a Viking-inspired book, like fantasy romance book, between 2 enemies, and I am so hooked by that description. I think the summary of this book on the front flap sounds so good, and I'm so excited to read it. But I do think it's going to be more of a November-December read. I think my November-December is going to be pretty great for reading. And I know for a fact I'm going to get through at least 3 books that are on this list. So this one is a must. It's going on the TBR. I'm going to read it, and I'm very excited for it because I also know that the second book in the series is finally like traditionally published, and I'm very excited for it. And I think it'd be really cool to read this and then jump right into the next one because I know for a fact my library has it and I wouldn't have to buy it. But this is also a book of the month book. Most of these are book of the month books, which is crazy. So the next book suffers from the same type of fear as Hyped, and I'm scared I'm not going to like it. But also, it's part of a series that I've already started, and it's Kingdom of Ash, and I'm just nervous. I'm afraid for the emotional damage and the emotional trauma I'm going to go through with this book. And I know that's not a good reason to not finish a series, but I'm terrified. I know a lot of who dies. I don't know how. I just know who dies. I know what characters I'm going to lose, and I'm just terrified that it's just going to make me too emotionally distraught, and I'm not going to want to finish it, which is why I haven't finished the tandem read. I'm like halfway through the tandem read, and I never finished it because I'm just scared. I have so much anxiety revolving around reading these books because I don't want to be upset about characters either doing stupid things or dying or leaving me. And I know they're just like words on a page, but does anybody else feel this way where you're reading a book and you just get such bad anxiety about what the characters are going through and what they're going to do, and you just have to put the book down, but then you can't force yourself to pick it back up because you have so much anxiety surrounding the situation? Because I do that so often. And I kid you not, I'm 300 pages into each of the books of the tandem read, and I put them down because I've just been so anxiety ridden by this series. Even though it's one of my favorite series I've ever read, I'm terrified. And now this has been looming over my head for months because I read the first books in the series, like the first 4, in January and February, and then I started the tandem read and got too scared and didn't finish. So I need to finish the tandem read, and I need to read this, and I need to finish Throne of Glass by the end of the year. I'm just so scared, but this is 100% going to be a 5-star read. I've already had 5-star reads in this series, and I know that it just keeps getting better and better, and I know that the emotional damage that I'm going to suffer because of this book will automatically give it a 5-star, because I am a sucker for emotional damage, apparently. Who knew? I did. I knew, but I don't know. I'm just scared. I need it though. The next one goes with that one, and it is House of Sky and Breath. Have I started this series? No. But I know I need to read them before I can read the next ACOTAR book. And that comes out probably sometime next year. So I need to read this series either way by the end of this year or early next year. I do not think the first book in the series is going to be a 5-star. I've never given a Sarah J. Maas first book in a series a 5-star. I did not give Throne of Glass a 5-star, and I did not give ACOTAR a 5-star. However, after that, I've realized they get a lot better, and I think it's because I don't really love world building in books. Like, I read a lot of fantasy, so there's always a lot of world building. And the only world building that I've ever truly enjoyed has been Brandon Sanderson's, and it's because his writing is so lyrical and beautiful. But I don't picture things in my head. I've got aphantasia, so world building is really hard for me. So I think House of Sky and Breath is going to be a better 5-star prediction than House of Earth and Blood. Even though I probably will get to both of them this year, I think this has a better chance of being a 5-star. Therefore, I'm putting this as my 5-star prediction and not the first book. But I have heard great things from my friends about this series, even though I know that it's not the most loved by those who have read all of the Sarah J. Maas universe. I'm just compelled to read it because it's by her, and I really like her writing, and I like her characters, and I know I'll like it, and it'll be like a comfort read for me. I'm just nervous that it's going to be a very dense read. A lot of world building, a lot of getting to know the characters, and I'm not ready for that because I'm still trying to get used to Aelin and all them. I'm not ready to jump into the new series until I finish that one, but I've still got like 2,000 pages to read for that. However, I'm very excited to get to this series and this book specifically. I'm not sure why, but I do think this is going to be a 5-star. Also, it's so long. Why are these so long? And then finally, I don't know which one of these is going to be a 5-star. However, I know at least one of them will be, and that is the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. These books have taken over my life. I have completely fallen in love with them. And every time I pick one up, it feels like I'm getting hugged by a friend. I read the first book, absolutely loved it. I read the second book, absolutely loved it. I actually read the second book in like a day and a half, which was insane. I absolutely love Matt Dinniman's writing, and I think what he has created here in these absolute tomes is worth every penny I've spent, as well as every minute that I will spend reading them. The last book got a 4.5 or 4.75 star from me, so we're trending up. And I think all of these have the potential of being 5-star, and I think as a whole, this series has a potential to be a 5-star. And I'm putting this on my end of year TBR / end of year 5-star prediction because I do plan to read this whole series by the end of the year because the next book comes out in November, I'm pretty sure. And I want to be caught up so I can join in on the hype of everybody that's been reading it and beat everybody else to finishing the series. I actually don't know if it's going to be done. And so I can beat everybody else to finishing that book and being able to make my own opinions before other people and avoid spoilers. So far, I think I'm doing pretty good on the series because it's just starting to get into the booktube sphere. But I'm on Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook, and I'm so excited to read this. It's all I've been wanting. After reading the second book, which is Carl's Doomsday Scenario, I have been in such a slump that I have not wanted to pick up another book. I looked at another book and I'm like, I could read, but I don't want to. I just want to read the rest of this series, but I'm trying to get through my monthly TBR and be diligent and actually stick to a plan for once. But I really want to read this. Also, the covers are absolutely beautiful. I love these remade covers. I love the bright colors. I'm just super excited to read these. So I know that was a lot. That was a lot of books. Technically, I think it's 10 if you count this as a book. I'm just going to title it 5-star predictions. I'm not going to say whether or not it's books or series. I think that's a better bet. But there's a lot of chunky books here, a lot of super exciting reads that I want to get to. I've just been so nervous to get to. And I'm just afraid that I'm going to disappoint myself and nothing's going to live up to the hype that I've been creating in my head. So that's a me problem. Definitely a me problem. But I also know that most of these are going to be really high ratings and I'm really going to enjoy most of them. If you have read any of these books, what did you think and which ones should I start with? Because I know some of them are going to be on my fall TBR, which I will be posting here in a month probably, around the end of September, because October is really when fall starts for me. I'm an October birthday, and I think my birthday is like the start of fall. So, very beginning of October starts fall. And it's August right now, and it's over 100 degrees still. So, I need it to cool down a little bit before I'm willing to say it's fall. So my TBR, my fall TBR, will be coming probably at the end of next month, and I'm very excited for it because I already know a lot of what's going to be on it, and I'm so excited to read all of the books. And quite clearly, I already have my winter TBR made too, so that's pretty awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world, and goodbye.